Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will show you how BBC, in this situation here that we have, in this instance, gives us a spin on Geert Wilders' victory in the Netherlands elections. He is the far right who won the election in the Netherlands. And I'm going to show you how BBC interprets his victory as a threat of the entire Europe, because they paint this guy's victory as a threat to all European people, not to the governments. They paint it, manufacture the whole thing. They are the witch doctors. They give the spin in such a way as if this guy's victory scares every decent human being in Europe. That's not so. That's not so. It scares these guys who are in charge of us, all of them over there, who this is a sign, this is a symptom of their governance sucking. And they're afraid not of him, they're afraid of their own people. That's the problem. So BBC will give us the spin. Actually, decent people in Europe are afraid of this crazy guy and some crazies in the Netherlands. No, it's not that. So let me show you. This article comes from most trusted BBC in the news. Geert Wilders' victory in Netherlands election spooks Europe. Well, Europe like what? The Europe, I don't know, football teams, the people in general, the immigrants in Europe, the governors, the guys in charge, the president, the political class, the big donors. Which exactly? Europe. The mountains and valleys. All right, this is the successful guy who won the elections. Democracy at work. Don't we like democracy? Don't be a denier now. Now, the unexpectedly, I don't think it was unexpected. It was very expected. The problem is you could not stop the anger of the people fed up with your garbage policies. That's what it is. An unexpectedly meatly win for controversial. It's not controversial. It's just that you're afraid of him because he gave your garbage away. He just pointed out who you are. Controversial. Hard right politician, Geert Wilders. No, I don't think so. In Wednesday, he just runs away from your left. Right? General election in the Netherlands set international headlines on fire. So, as I explained before, usually in free world, in democracies, in free people, free elections, in democratic countries, the political pendulum goes from the left to right. Now, if you push it hard to the left, it's gonna react as going high on the right, and then back high, and it's gonna go to the extremes. The problem here in the West, we have it going left, and it comes a little bit right, and then, the anomaly, instead of going back as physics dictate, goes left, comes a little bit right, and then comes left, and then comes right, and then comes left, and then comes right, and then comes left, always to the left. So when this guy comes, brings the pendulum from far left to, let's say, here, which is actually in the middle, he's far right from them, right? From them, he's far right, but actually they are far left. That's why they say, oh my God, he's hard right, controversial. Controversial because you are this far. You are an extremist. And he coming here, he's not an extremist anymore. His policies are extreme, but they're not extreme if you bring 40 or 50 years back. Those things that he says are not extreme whatsoever. Why? Because you push the garbage and you call it extreme compared to you, relative to where you brought the shit. I'm so irritated with this garbage. Right-wing nationalist. Nationalist meaning you love your nation. Perfect. Excellent. I love my nation. Across Europe, rush to congratulate the populist population. You love population. Don't you like population? Why? You like the elites only? Politicians. See how I'm just giving the spin back from these idiots? Sometimes dubbed the Dutch Trump. No, he's better. Partly for his died, and he's before Trump. So this is another garbage. I have to put these guys together anyway. Buff and like hairdo, and partly for his famously firebrand rhetoric. Not rhetoric, he's working for his nation. Geert Wilders publicly expressed views including linking Muslim immigration. Okay, here is where they tried to portray him as bad. All right? Wilders was convicted of inciting discrimination. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Although later acquitted, and he was refused entry in the UK back in 2009. The free country of UK. Can kiss my butt, free country. But Europe's far-right believes their views have now become more mainstream. As I told you, if you pushed it too much, now they look extreme. So again, the winds of change are here. Hungary's Prime Minister Viktor Orban said it. Okay, well, far-right Flemish independence leader said blah, blah, blah. All right, and then we have what? Marine Le Pen saying, I don't know if they're going to mention her here. So what impact can you? You're in trouble. Those guys are a lot of people in Europe. We're waiting for that. You're scared right now. But I don't think it's going to have a lot of power because, there's the system. We expect not only on Dutch, but also, and this has the Eurocrats rather anxiously pacing the halls at time of writing on broader European politics. Yes, you're in deep doo-doo because your policies pushed it too much in a direction where your people, if they are your people, don't like it. So is Geert Wilders' success a clear cut as it seems? No, it's just a moment and no. Wilders focused on restricting immigration, battling the Dutch housing crisis and improving health services. He toned down his anti-Muslim rhetoric as the election approached. His polished performance in TV debates compared to his rivals, mainstream political parties also made immigration a centerpiece of their campaigns. Why? Because you destroyed or are in the process of destroying the Netherlands. That's why. This seems to have led many Dutch voters to conclude that they may as well vote for the original. Geert Wilders has arguably campaigned on immigration the longest and the loudest on the Netherlands political stage. He's courageous, I can tell you that. So I don't see here, and what does all this mean for Europe? Yeah, let's see what that means for Europe. May be the leader of the Netherlands' largest parliamentary party, but he does not have nearly enough seats to form the government alone. Weeks of political horse trading lie ahead. Okay, that's negative. Good for you, my friends. Mr. Wilhelm admitted if he is EU leaders, summits could become tenser and more fractious for a number of reasons. So it's about the EU leaders, see? Summits. It's not about the people. Oh, man. Mr. Wilders has campaigned hard to take the Netherlands out of the EU, while he openly admits the idea is not popular among most. Okay, these guys are just, every time he says something, these guys come with something to destroy what he says. So Mr. Wilders has campaigned hard to take Netherlands out of the EU, while he openly admits the idea is not popular among most. Forget about it. Again, he's a loser, right? The European Commission, okay, we're going straight to the origin, said on Thursday that it was not worried. It was counting on the Netherlands, a founding member of the EU, to continue to strong participate in the bloc's affairs, said spokesman Eric Mamer. But Brussels is and should be concerned about EU's unity to support Ukraine. Ukraine is not a European Union country, so why are you concerned? You shouldn't be on your agenda whatsoever. But it is. Why? Because look at this. Look at that. You got my money too. Yeah, you got my money. What's wrong? What's over here? What's over here? You got a little good. You're doing well. Life is good with my money, with your billions. Yeah, I'm so important. I'm going to tell my offspring, my weaklings, how great I was during the war. I gave them F-16s right here. Yes, man, this clown. They know. They look at this guy as a freak. These guys look at that guy as a freak. Anyway, Dutch Prime Minister with the F-16s right there. All right, so they say Italy and Italians first, Giorgia Meloni. She is a phony. All right, she's not a right already. She's a phony or weak. I think she's weak. All right, so what's going on? Immigration tsunami. I love Gabu. Poland. Of course, Poland is all for it. Just lost the general election. No, they won. Law and Justice Party won the election. It got the majority of votes. So the polls still support that party the most. So it's still in charge. Now, it can form probably a coalition, but it won the most, because that's how it works. Let's say it won 40% of the votes, 40%. And everybody else, let's say 10, 20, 30, 20, blah, 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 blah. If those 40, with the 40%, you don't get someone that's going to have 11%, like shitty parties, to form a coalition with you, you cannot be in the government. And a party that won, let's say 10%, if it gets 10 with 9, 7, 8, 9, 7, 8, blah, 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 they make 51 and they're in charge. The party with 10 or 11 won the election. It forms the government, but it's 10%. So its ideology is compared with 40%. You still have 40% homogeneous society that supports these guys' law and justice. It's not 40%. I'm exaggerating. But I'm just saying. That's how it works. You lost the elections. No, because people voted for that party more than for any other. So that's the majority mentality in Poland. Law and justice for all. Metallica. Okay. We've got Marine Le Pen right there. And there she is. In France, Marine Le Pen National Rally Party performed powerfully. Yeah, of course. Germany's far-right AfD, Alternative for Germany, they will outlaw it. Wait for that. They will outlaw it. It's consistently in second and sometimes in the first place in opinion polls. Austria's People's Party is buoyant once more too. So my friends, you see, you have a lot of parties of far right. The European Commission would do well not to appear too dismissive of Geert Wilders and what his election success tells us about political winds blowing across Europe. And that's the people. And people are fed up with your garbage. The problem is you infected Europe with so much poison that poison spreads in Europe. You can't stop that unless you do an intravenous, transfusion. You get the blood out and you put new blood. We are going to take blood from America. America is garbage anyway. In that thing. From where? From New Zealand? Oh my God. From where? From the Aussies? Australia? No. From Canada? So the infection is right there, my friends. So what are you going to do about it? You can do only this if you really want, but that's going to be... Anyway, I'm not going to say it, but probably you figure out what I want to say. So my friends, we have France, possibly. We have Germany coming in the future. We have Austria, but I don't know. We'll see. In Great Britain, you got nothing. Unfortunately, you guys are not in the right spot. I mean, I can't believe, man. I can, because I foresaw all these things. I'm waiting for this country to break. Not I'm waiting for it, like I'm waiting. Even with the election, what's going to happen next year here, that's going to be bad. Regardless of who is winning. Regardless if it's the Democrats or the Republicans, we're going to have big problems. So don't buy, cans and for survival kits and so on. Buy things that you can defend yourself with. That's my suggestion. Thank you, because you're going to have hordes of people that will move around. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.